My name is Elizabeth Ebrahimi and I am an Associate Solicitor in the Employment Department. I'm going to be talking about performance management and how to deal with an employee who is not meeting the required standard. When dealing with underperformance, an employee is expected to perform to a minimum required standard. What that standard is will vary from role to role and could include both objective and subjective aspects. For example, an objective aspect could be the employee's technical ability, whilst a subjective aspect could be the employee's attitude towards work or colleagues. If you have an employee who is underperforming, initially an informal approach should be taken. So this would mean you should meet with the employee to discuss your concerns and explain why they aren't achieving the levels expected. You should give them a fair opportunity to improve and inform them of the possible consequences should a formal capability process have to be commenced. To ensure a formal process is necessary, the first step is to carry out a reasonable investigation. For example, if you have an employee who is not hitting their sales targets, you should ensure that the employee is aware of the sales targets that they should be hitting. And you could also compare their performance to others to make sure that a consistent approach is being taken. After an investigation, if it's appropriate to invite an employee to attend a formal capability meeting, the invite should be in writing. It should include the reason for the meeting, inform the employee of their rights, which includes the right to be accompanied, and it should also inform the employee of the possible outcome of the meeting. A formal capability meeting is usually conducted by the employee's line manager or a more senior manager. A note taker would also attend. The aim of the meeting is to firstly clarify the reason for the meeting and to explain to the employee why you have the concerns that you have. Secondly, you need to give the employee opportunity to put their side across, as they may disagree with the concerns you have raised. Third, you need to establish the likely causes of the employee's poor performance, so you need to be mindful of potential discriminatory issues. The most likely is that the employee has a medical condition which could be classed as a disability under equality legislation. If this is the case, then reasonable adjustments need to be considered. Fourthly, you need to identify whether anything can be done by the employer to assist the employee to improve their performance. For example, you could offer additional supervision or further training. Finally, you should set targets and timescales for review. If the employee's performance is considered unsatisfactory, then you may issue a warning. If you do decide to issue a warning, then you could give this verbally to the employee at the meeting. However, you may want time to consider and reflect. In any event, the outcome should be confirmed in writing, and this should include a summary of what was discussed, confirmation of the warning, how long that warning will last, the possible consequences if performance doesn't improve, and the right of appeal. The employee's performance should be regularly monitored during the review period. The length of the review period will depend upon the nature of the poor performance, the needs of the business, and what is reasonable in the circumstances. If you are satisfied with the employee's performance at the end of the review period, then no further action needs to be taken. If the employee's performance fails to improve, then a further capability meeting should be held. This should be done in the same way as the initial capability meeting. The HRXchange Code of Practice recommends that at least 2 warnings should be issued before an employee is dismissed for poor performance, unless they have committed an act of gross negligence or they are still within their probationary period.